This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million.
He is hell-bent on global domination.
We just broke our 100,000 unit sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
Okay, Top Tribe, this week's winner of the $100 is Rhett Gillens. He's in the restaurant industry and he feels stuck. He wants to start his own software business. So congratulations, Rhett, for your guys' chance to win $100 every Monday morning. Simply subscribe to the podcast on iTunes now in order to enter, and then text the word Nathan to 33444 to prove that you subscribed. Folks, many of you reach out to me and you say, Nathan, so many guests on your show talk about the importance of batching. But whenever I try and batch, you tell me this. You go, Nathan, they don't book back-to-back times. Or they don't show up after they book. It's frustrating. The answer is, guys, you have to use smart tools. I use a tool called Acuity Scheduling at nathanlatka.com/schedule. I'll tell you specifically how I use it later on in the episode.
Nathan Latka here. Don't forget to tell all your friends to listen to the Top podcast on their holiday travels. It's great and educational and a lot of fun. And coming up tomorrow morning, it's no different. We have Alexander Grabnu-Mueller. They've raised $120 million, okay? We have amazing guests, right? $120 million. They're helping 1 million consumers get over $100 million in credit lines who have no other choice. His company is called Credit Tech. Top Tribe, good morning. Nathan Latka here. Our guest today is Bart Lorang, and he is a proven entrepreneur, executive, and manager in the global technology industry. He's very active in the startup technology community as an angel investor, strategic advisor, and speaker at many industry events. In fact, he supports entrepreneurs as in his co-founder position and managing director at V1.VC, a $5 million seed stage fund dedicated to, again, helping crazy entrepreneurs change the world. But more importantly, he's an entrepreneur himself. He's currently running FullContact and is responsible for communicating its vision and strategy. He's a visionary technologist with extensive experience conceiving, designing, building, marketing, and selling enterprise software solutions on a global scale. Bart, are you ready to take us to the top?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Tell us first, what does FullContact do, and then get into how do you make money?
So FullContact is a universal contact management platform. We essentially unify all your contacts in one place, keep them automatically up to date, and sync them everywhere for you or your business.
And then walk us through the revenue model. Is it pay as you go? Is it SaaS? How do you make money?
Yeah, so it's essentially SaaS, and you basically pay for number of contacts under management. So we have a free tier, and then above a certain threshold, like 1,000 contacts, you pay us, $60 a year, and then business accounts pay because they have lots more contacts under management. And then developers can actually pay for access to the developer platform as well. Which
one right now is kind of your biggest revenue stream, the developers and the API access, or the kind of like a business-facing brand?
Yeah, so the developer access is actually our largest revenue stream. We have over 40,000 developer partners that have plugged FullContact into their applications.
Yeah, I didn't tell you this beforehand. That's actually how you came across my radar. I'd done due diligence on a lot of companies, and I kept seeing when I was in their general ledger payments to FullContact, and I'm going, who are these FullContact guys?
Well, that's good to hear.
That's a good thing to, I was going to say, that's a good thing to hear. All right, well, walk us through. Let's focus on the business side first, not the developer side. So you said people are paying you based off kind of a value metric. That's how you're increasing ARPUs based off number of contacts. Is there anything else that you use to drive ARPU increases?
Yeah, we have certain capabilities and features that we gate, like how many address books you're actually plugging in. We have other capabilities like business card transcription, which we use human beings to double and triple check transcriptions, which is another value add. We have other services like our company API and our person API we provide. And so a variety of features, but we have a core metric around number of contacts.
Okay, great. And then before we get into kind of understanding more story about the business, give us an example, if you can, actually name the company that's using you on kind of in that format.
So, we've got, for example, HubSpot uses us and plugs in HubSpot into FullContact infrastructure to provide sort of the full contact information about people in the HubSpot applications.
So, for example, like in maybe their Sidekick product inside of Gmail on the sidebar, that information they're showing might be verified by you.
Yes. Yes, or leads that come in the HubSpot marketing application, right? So that salespeople don't have to go search for that information themselves.
Understood. Got it. And okay, so tell us more kind of about the story. So what year did you found the business in?
2010, I founded the business, and it was really just to solve my own problem, right? As an entrepreneur, as a hustler, as somebody who's dealt with contacts for a long, long time, I was just annoyed that I didn't have a unified central database that was always up to date for me or for my business. And there was no application out there that actually focused on contacts. If you think about it, all the SaaS applications focus on something else as the core transaction. Right? MailChimp focuses on sending emails. Salesforce focuses on sort of opportunities. NetSuite focuses on financial general ledger. And contacts are sort of like, oh, we have to have that, so let's build a generic table. But it's not really very intelligent. And so we wanted to add contact intelligence as a layer that unified that data from all these different services.
And do you remember, Bart, what your I always love asking this. It's usually embarrassing. But what was your 2010, your first year revenue? Do you remember?
I think it was probably like $2,000 or $3,000.
Okay, it's not horrible. At least you didn't lose money, right? All right, $2,000 or $3,000. And give us some more for people here listening. Some people are stuck in corporate trying to get out, or they're students thinking about starting a business instead of getting a job. Give us context. Like, you got into this because you said you had this problem yourself as an entrepreneur. Were you running a business before this, and if so, what did you do?
Yeah, so I've had a couple businesses in my career. Before this, I was running an MDM system integration company, bootstrapped for 13 years. Before that, I was running a web design and tech firm. So I had run multiple businesses before, and I just decided that I wanted to solve my own problem with contacts.
That makes good sense. What is the you mentioned that you bootstrapped the last one. Have you guys fundraised, or are you still bootstrapped in FullContact?
Yeah, FullContact, we definitely fundraised. We went the venture capital route because I sort of looked at the size of the problem. I said, whoa, this is way too big to bootstrap. That was our assessment, and we've raised about $50 million to date. Okay,
that's an important kind of assessment you made. You said you looked at the market and you said, whoa, that's too big to bootstrap. Someone listening right now, how can they look at that market and tell if it's too big to bootstrap?
Well,
tough question, but
it's all about the size of your vision and how fast you want to execute it. So we looked at it and said, we want to be the world's global contact management platform, and looked at the data set we'd have to acquire and build, and we looked at the technology we'd have to build, and we said, yeah, it really doesn't. And we looked at the competitive landscape where we actually have to compete with all the generic offerings, right? Everything that Apple or Microsoft or Google come up with. And we said, look, this is going to take a lot of capital to get there to where we even have a minimum viable product. So you sort of just have to say, when will customers pay for it, and how fast do you want to go, and do some financial sensitivity analysis. But there's no one size fits all. And also, what kind of lifestyle do you want? Do you want to be in the double or triple your size of your company every year? Because it's incredibly stressful. And make those decisions sort of thoughtfully.
Where are you in life right now? How old are you? Are you married, single, you have kids?
I'm 37. I'm married, and I have a 2.5-year-old son.
Woo, okay, you got your hands full. So take us back. You talked about kind of customer base. Where are you guys at today in terms of total customers you're serving?
Oh, we've got millions and millions of customers, and then a lot of them are free customers, but so we've got tens and tens of thousands of paying customers.
Okay, well, like, would you say above 50,000 or below?
Yeah.
Both?
For sure. Yeah, above 50,000, yes.
No, Bart, sorry, I might have cut out there. I said, are you above 50,000 or below?
Above 50,000 customers, yes.
So above 50,000 customers, you said you have 2 million free users. What's included in the free plan, and how are you using that kind of as lead gen?
Yeah, so what's included in the free plan is you can connect one of your address books, so one of iCloud or Exchange or Google. You get 5 business cards a month. You get 1,000 contacts of storage. You get some basic capability, but the premium plan actually offers you much more in terms of connecting up to 5 address books, gets you 50 business cards a month, gets you email signature extraction, unifies your contacts continuously, has a lot more capable features for professionals.
And what are these folks? I mean, it sounds like you've got a wide variety of kind of monthly ARPU ranges based off number of contacts. But if you had to take a weighted average, what would you say the average customer is paying you per month?
Oh, that's a great question. I think it's probably, if I did weighted, it's probably somewhere around, a couple $100 a month.
Okay. And again, you kind of hesitate when you said that. Is that just because you have such a wide variety?
Yeah, such a wide variety. I sort of always measure by segments, so I don't even do the weighted average.
Okay, but that's valuable. Walk us down kind of what cohorts are you kind of separating out?
Sure. So obviously our individual customers who actually use our applications and understanding those different demographics in terms of are they premium, where do they live, that sort of thing. And then when we get into our teams plans, we have different sort of sets of teams that pay us more for the application. And then we start getting into the larger developers and larger enterprise accounts that pay us anywhere from $100 a month to $20,000 a month. And we separate those into different industries, different use cases, marketing, sales, customer services use cases, different industries like retail, CPG, e-commerce.
Wow.
So, and then software partners. So we have a thing that's very unique about our business. We got a very, very broad universal platform with lots of different verticals we sell into. And that's not traditional, but it's how we operate.
And is it fair? I mean, is the math as simple as doing around a $200 ARPU times, greater than 50,000 customers to say you guys are doing greater than 10 million bucks in MRR currently? Does that math work?
I'm not sure if that math works. I'd have to double check that. But.
Okay. What you feel free to give it to us as a range or whatever, but about what size are you guys in terms of MRR?
Well, we're well over 7 figures.
Okay, well over 7.
We don't disclose our figures publicly.
So we'll say, but since 10 million, you sound surprised. I will say somewhere between 1 million and 10 million. Is that a fair enough range?
We're not IPO. We're not quite at IPO.
What's the number companies have to get to, you think, in kind of the SaaS enterprise SaaS space right now to IPO in terms of ARR?
I think you have to be 150 million ARR right now.
That much?
Realistically. Yeah, I just think so. I think that with the recent IPOs of say Twilio and now you have the success lately of Box. I just think that you got to be north of 100, well north. I don't think you go public at 70 million anymore, but that's one person's opinion.
Yep.
I think you got to be well north of our market cap to be, and the reason is because you got to be above $1 billion market cap. Otherwise, analysts won't cover you. You get sort of a dead zone. And with the SaaS multiples having dropped, you got to have your revenue up there so your SaaS multiplier gets you above $1 billion market cap. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Wasn't HubSpot at around 50 million and then they popped at 1.2 billion, I think?
Yeah, they were, I think they were about 100 million ARR.
Oh, okay.
If I recall.
Okay. Yeah. I'm wrong there. Okay, great. Okay, that's helpful to understand. And then walk us through, you have so many customers, which means you have a great sample size, which is a luxury kind of in the SaaS space. Talk to us about things that really affect a lot of SaaS businesses like churn. What's your gross monthly customer churn?
So our gross churn is actually quite low. It's less than 2%. Okay. And our net churn is actually negative. So we have expansion of our customers.
And what is the number one? I mean, do you have kind of tell us the number one driver of your expansion revenue you're driving each month? Is it a kind of a no-touch value-based upgrade inside the app via contacts, or do you have an inside sales team actively selling?
We have an inside sales team that actively sells. Our account management team is awesome, and they help customers understand how they can use us more in different ways.
Yep, great, makes good sense. So less than 2% gross monthly customer churn, net negative churn. What are you willing to pay to acquire one of these customers?
Well, again, it depends. We have such a wide
yeah, one of your cohorts.
So if I look at the low end, we're willing to pay $50 to acquire a premium customer. At the high end, when we talk about some of our enterprise accounts, we're willing to pay $50,000 or $60,000.
Yep.
So we have such a wide range, which is a unique challenge.
I was going to say, you are basic. I mean, I talk to SaaS companies all the time. Usually they're playing in one of these ranges, right? Never does anyone give me a CAC range of $50 to $50,000, but it makes perfect sense with what you do because it just scales with size.
It does. It does. And so it is a challenge. It is always a constant question of focus. But we got to constantly look at how we segment by customer and by product.
Yep, no, it makes good sense. Where are you guys based? Is the whole team based out there in Boulder?
We got some people in Denver, some people in Boulder, some people in Dallas, some people in Latvia, and some people in India.
Okay.
So we actually have a sort of global presence.
And how many total team members?
I think it's now up to 210 or 220, something like that.
Very cool. And what date? You said you raised $50 million. What date did you do your last round on? And what round was it? Series what C?
We announced in August of this year.
Oh, so recently.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Congrats. And what was that? Your Series C?
Yeah. It was $25 million financing.
Got it. And what we have entrepreneurs on. I had Andy on from Wealthfront the other day. They've raised about 130 million, kind of the fintech space. He was able to tell us kind of in the fintech space how companies are thinking about valuation. You don't have to share what your valuation was, but when you went out, since you just did this so recently, how are investors in this space thinking about SaaS enterprise valuations?
So I think that there's been an adjustment or a correction. I think that if you have great growth rates, meaning over 100% year over year, you get a healthy valuation.
Are you guys over that?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've always grown to over 100% year over year. So you get basically somewhere in the 8 to 12x multiplier effect on your revenues, on your forward-looking revenues on a pre-money basis, and it varies by investor. And where you stack up against your competitors. Now, some SaaS companies who aren't growing as well might get a 5 or 6x multiplier.
Got it. Okay, good. That's good to know. And you kind of mentioned competition. If you had to mention, 4 or 5 kind of competitors who maybe do one thing that you do or are close to you, who else is kind of in the space that you're watching?
Yeah, to be honest, I think the main competitors we look at are Apple, Google, Microsoft in the generic offerings they have, as that's sort of the baseline. LinkedIn kind of plays in our space a little bit, but they're much more of a walled garden, and we're an open platform.
Yep.
And then there's like in the high end enterprise space, there's MDM companies like Informatica and maybe Inside View that are playing there at a very high end.
What is I've never heard that term. What is MDM space?
Master data management. So your contact data will be a set of master data that you manage across multiple silos.
Interesting. Very cool. Well, Bart, as you continue building this business, I think people are going to want to follow you. You're killing it. Where's the best place for them to connect with you online?
Well, just go to FullContact.com or email me, Bart at FullContact.com.
All right, guys, I talked about this earlier, but I schedule like so many meetings it would blow your mind. I mean, all my podcast interviews, right? Hundreds of entrepreneurs I talk to monthly. I schedule, and you know what? I do it so efficiently. I get them all to agree to my calendar, so all the calls are back to back to back. That means I'm not switching in between tasks all day long. I get them to batch so that I can be very efficient. It's so critical. And I use a tool called Acuity Scheduling to do this at nathanlatka.com/schedule. It eliminates the back and forth between me and people I'm trying to meet with. It makes it very simple. And most importantly, they help me keep my no-show rate very low because they send out reminders. Helps you look very professional. So go to nathanlatka.com/schedule to sign up. And you get a great deal. You guys know this. I hit people hard. I make great deals. And Gavin, the CEO, has given us a great deal. If you sign up like normal people, okay, on their website, you only get a 14-day free trial. If you use my link, nathanlatka.com/schedule, you get 45 days free. Okay, it's the best. It's free. Go to nathanlatka.com/schedule right now to sign up, and I'll see you there. All right, guys, we'll link to that in the show notes at nathanlatka.com/the top. /again, the top. And Bart, let's jump into the last part of the show. Famous 5. These are rapid fire answers and rapid fire questions, quick answers. You ready?
Yep. Let's go.
Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book is Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz.
That's good. My favorite thing he says in that is, if you're going to eat shit, don't nibble. So true, right?
Yep.
All right. Number 2, is there a CEO that you're following or studying right now?
I'm actually following and studying Warren Buffett quite a bit right now.
Why?
I just like his long-term thinking and approach.
Interesting.
Right? I mean, it took 18 years to become a unicorn, growing 18% year over year.
Yep, that's true. Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have, like TopTal?
Other than FullContact.
Other than you.
I actually like DocuSign a lot just because I sign a lot of contracts.
Number 4, yes or no, do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
No.
Okay, and you already told us what you said. You're 37 with a 2.5-year-old?
Yeah, 2.5-year-old contributes to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, good. So last question, take us back 17 years, Bart. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I wish my 20-year-old self knew about emotional intelligence, mindfulness, how to connect with people on an emotional level. And it's not about how smart you are. It's about how you make people feel.
Guys, there you have it from Bart Lorang. It's about how you make people feel. He's building FullContact. They've raised $50
million bucks so far, have over 50,000 paying customers, over 2 million users. ARPU is around $200, less than 2% gross monthly churn, net negative revenue churn because they do a great job upselling. CAC's big range from $50 to $50K with his team of over 210 people between Colorado, Latvia, and India. Bart, thank you for taking us to the top.
All right, thank you.
If you enjoyed Bart today, go back and listen to Henry Schuck yesterday. They do 70 million ARR with their B2B SaaS company, Discover.org. Okay, Top Tribe, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And don't forget, before you listen to any other episodes, subscribe on iTunes right now for your chance to win $100 every Monday.